Hi everyone, today Phone Arena is taking a look at the new Motorola DROID Mini, which is currently available from Verizon Wireless for $100 with 2-year contract. The DROID Mini is basically a smaller version of the DROID Ultra. Key differences here is that the DROID Mini has a 4.3-inch LCD display at 720p resolution, while the DROID Ultra has a 5-inch Super AMOLED display, but also at 720p resolution. The overall appearance on both devices is pretty identical. DROID Mini is about 3/4 of an inch less in height, though the DROID Ultra is a little bit thinner than the DROID Mini. The DROID Mini is also not quite as heavy as the DROID Ultra, but as you can tell, basically they look identical except for the overall size of the device. Up here at the top you have a 2-megapixel camera. Across the bottom is your capacitive control keys for back, home, and recent apps. On the top is the 3.5mm headset jack. On the right edge is the volume rocker, which also doubles as the SIM card slot, and above that is the power and lock key. Have a 10-megapixel camera, which uses Motorola's new clear pixel technology, and also a single LED flash. One thing we don't particularly care for is the glossy back finish. Because it is a fingerprint magnet, so you're going to have to keep wiping that off, but it is made out of Kevlar, which does add to its durability. Like we said, the main difference here is really the overall size and compactness of the devices. If the DROID Ultra feels a little bit too big for you, then the DROID Mini would definitely be a little bit more compact and easy to hold. On last year's DROID Razr M, it was using a Super AMOLED display, so it's a little bit of a disappointment that on this year's DROID Mini they decided to go from Super AMOLED down to LCD. But still it remains the same size, 4.3 inches, though the resolution has been increased at 720p, so it's a bit of a trade-off there. Due to the 720p resolution at 4.3 inches, has a good sharpness to it. Text and images are going to look nice, sharp, and clear, but since it is LCD, when you start going off axis, you can see the display does start to dim down, and colors don't look as vivid and saturated. So we would have preferred a Super AMOLED display here, but for the most part the display on the phone isn't really that big of an issue, and due to the compact design of the phone, you really couldn't fit a larger display on it without having to increase the overall size. Just like with the DROID Ultra, the DROID Mini here is coming with the Android 4.2.2. It's pretty close to stock as possible. The app drawer here again laid out pretty much like stock with the apps and widgets. Have a total of 5 home screens. It's pretty quick and easy to go through the device. Just like on the DROID Ultra, I have a couple exclusive Motorola features here. I have the active notifications, as well as the DROID Zap and the touchless controls. If you want to find out some more information about that, you can check out our DROID Ultra full video review. All the new Motorolas are using the company's own processor. It's called the Motorola X8. Basically what that is a dual-core 1.7 gigahertz application processor with a 400 megahertz quad-core graphics processing unit. Also has a natural language processing core and a contextual computing core. So it does make the phone pretty nice and quick. We didn't have any issues as far as launching apps or anything like that. Everything does work pretty fast and smooth on the device. It's not quite as fast as a dedicated quad-core processing phones such as the Galaxy S4, but still is pretty quick enough. For internet, you've got the default Chrome web browser on here. As you can see, scrolling and pinch to zoom work pretty good on the device. So really didn't have any issues here with the web browser. The only thing you got to remember is that since the screen is 4.3 inches in size, text is going to be a little bit smaller on it than a larger 5-inch screen like on the DROID Ultra. But if that doesn't bother you, web browsing experience is pretty good. Just have to zoom in on occasion if text is a little bit too small. But other than that, the web browsing experience between the Droid Mini and the Droid Ultra is pretty much identical. Since it's also running on Verizon's 4G LTE network, download speeds are pretty good. We're able to get anywhere between 15 and 27 megabits per second for downloads, and anywhere between 10 and 15 megabits per second for uploads. So overall, pretty pleased with the internet experience. The camera interface is pretty easy to use. On the left hand side, I only have a few functions over here. There's one for turning on or off the HDR, flash, tap to focus, slow motion, panorama, geotag, shutter sound. As far as the actual images are concerned, the clear pixel camera, instead of using a standard RGB sensor, it actually has red, green, blue, and clear pixel on there. And what it's supposed to do is allow for more light to come in on the image. Well, it definitely lets more light in. Actually, some images appear to be a little bit overexposed. The main disappointment is that colors really don't look all that natural. They kind of look washed out and muted, especially compared to other phones like the Galaxy S4. Detail with the 10 megapixel is adequate, but still when you start zooming in, especially on a computer monitor, you're going to tell that images really don't have as much sharp detail as we would like. Videos can be recorded at 1080p resolution with 30 frames per second. So videos are going to be nice and smooth when recorded and played back. Not real issue here with the video capture, but like we said, the 10 megapixel camera, it's all right, but at this point in time, we would have preferred a little bit better quality. Overall, we were quite pleased with the call quality on the Droid Mini, just like we were with the Droid Ultra. People that we called on our end sounded nice and clear and natural sounding. People also said that on their end we sounded clear and natural as well. Similar to using a landline. Signal reception was also pretty good with both voice and data. So as far as call quality, signal reception, and data is concerned, didn't have any issues here with the Droid Mini. As far as the battery is concerned, it comes with a 2000 milliamp battery. During our testing, this was able to provide us with up to 11 hours of continuous talk time, or about a day and a half of mixed usage. Now, since the Droid Ultra has a larger 2130 milliamp battery, we're able to get 2 hours more talk time on the Droid Ultra. So because the difference in the size of the phone, of course, the Droid Mini isn't going to have quite as much battery capacity, but still 11 hours of talk time with a day and a half of mixed usage, still not bad for a compact device. Since the Droid Mini only comes in at $100 with a 2-year contract, it does make it the most affordable of the new Droids. The Droid Ultra is $199 and the Droid Max is $299. So as you go up the chain, each one increases by another $100. Droid Mini, it's definitely ideal for people that want a compact smartphone without giving up on features. It does come with that 4.3-inch display. Like we said, cannot really fit a larger display on here without making the phone bigger. Biggest downside to the device is the glossy back due to the fingerprint magnet, and the clear pixel camera doesn't really seem to cut it with us. Images are okay, but not anything any better than from last year's Droid. So, but other than that, device is pretty good. The X8 processing core does pretty well, and we like the fact that it's running pretty close to stock Android 4.2.2, and we do like those extra Motorola features that they've added to it, such as the active notification and Droid Zap and the touchless control. So if you want to find out some more information about the Motorola Droid Mini, be sure to visit our website at phonearena.com.